Hello everybody and welcome to what I'm now calling my red thread readings. Today's my birthday and I had a reflexology session yesterday as a birthday treat, and I always use it as a visioning kind of exercise. I have a very powerful connection whenever I go to this particular place, and I was kind of instructed to give this reading. So much is going on. There's so much that I can say. But basically, there's been a massive, I can only call it like a timeline shift. And from this week. And the vibration is so high. And so I just want to see what these cards say. The other thing I was also told is to take on probably one. There are two people as annual, let's say, I'm not sure what to call it, but for annual support, where you get you have 2 readings a month. And I was only offering this to specific people, inviting people basically. But now I know there are two people, it feels like 1.5, that can essentially get access to this information all the time, because it's weird. I just do what I'm told. But all this kind of collective information has just been coming through in personal readings. So it seems like it's getting really acute. Like it's only allowed to be given to, I don't know, what I'm calling angel beings. Anyway, so I'm just shuffling these through to see what we have for this new timeline. But if you are interested in that, please email me. I will make the email address available. I'll do a post about it. But this is also why I'm here, to extend the invitation out to this network to find the people. Like I said, there's definitely one that's ready to go, and there's another one that might be a little bit unsure. But it's basically to have me in your pocket all the time. Not me, this information. You know, it's not me. Right. Let's see what we're going to do. Can you hear the birds singing? This timeline is so blissful. I have been unbelievably unwell with apparently incurable, untreatable conditions since April 2021. And in this new timeline, because of the actions that I have taken, because I have been working very hard as well. So manifestation is about taking action in alignment with your desires. But the manifestation part is actually just knowing what your desire is, what your destiny is. And so let's find out what your destiny is. I hope you can hear the birds. I wonder which bird it is. It's really singing for us. Right. 1 and a 2 and a 3. I've got a feeling they're going to be, let me change hands. That's not right. 1 second. Let me just check. Okay, we're this way up. Okay, here we go again. The one-handed shuffle. Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I don't know what's going on with these cards. I think we've got some reversals, but there we go. That's the new timeline. Judgment. Dum, dum, dum. This is so the energy of this eclipse and this new earth. I'm going to mention Dolores Cannon. If there's a cover of one of her books, A New Earth, called A New Earth, I think, something like that. And it literally has an eclipse on the front of it. So I was getting lots of information about, from Dolores Cannon, basically. And when I saw that cover, I was on an intuitive path of information gathering. And then I found that book, and it was just like, this is a new earth, right? So this judgment card really is just about you surrendering up everything you know, everything you think you know, everything you have learned about yourself, about your soul, about spirituality, anything up until this point, surrendering that completely to this angel energy. What did I say about it's angels we're working with? And I know so many of you, you're all angels. Everybody that's following this channel, watching this video, if you're watching this video now, you have angel energy, what I call angel energy, which is really actually your service beings. And service beings with magical gifts, and that you are rewarded for, you know. You get to live in a magical way because you are a service being in service to love, essentially, in this space. But in order to find your wings, you must surrender everything. I mean, I just noticed this is like an English flag. So, you know, I'm the one you should be listening to. That crazy English girl. Look how these cards look so new. I haven't worked with the cards since I've been seeing the cards since I've been in this new timeline, and it is a timeline jump. But it's very easy. It is a jump up, but it's very easy when you know where and how, you know, to just be your angel self. And, you know, it's a very high vibration space, and it is completely here. This is the culmination of all the work you have been doing up until this point. We've been doing together here up until this point to usher in this new high vibration energy with the birds singing. So let's see what else we have. I'm going to do what I call a spiral. So let's just do it around like this. Of course, it's a spiral, and it's a rectangular spiral because that's how we work here. All right, I think I'm going to have some reversals here. I think the cards have gone a bit crazy. Right, and have this judgment over here. Right, so here's our spiral, but it's a rectangle. The center of the spiral. Oh, look, are you excited? I can feel it. Oh my goodness, so much energy. Right, okay. Oh, reversed. Wheel of Fortune reversed. Okay, if they're all, let's just see what happens with these reversals. The Wheel of Fortune can't really be reversed, I think these reversals are about this flipping things on their head, and it is important that that is kind of taken into account. If they're all reversed, I'll switch them all over, right? But I will read these reversals in. But the Wheel of Fortune, why it's in this reverse position is just to understand that it can't be upright. It's a wheel, right? So, but it really is surrendering to your destiny and understanding that your destiny is your compass, right? Your destiny is your compass, and that all you have to do is stay centered, right? From the center, from present, from now, everything is just outward. A friend of mine just told me today for my birthday, you know, every direction, every timeline is full of bliss and desire, right? Desire and bliss go hand in hand. Your desires are unique, and they are the language of your destiny. Desire is the language of your destiny. The main teaching, spiritual teaching, so to speak, that I've been sharing here is really, and what this whole kind of like relationship process and desire for human connection, right, is the most important desire. And we have to understand our innate human desire to connect, to understand the reason for desire. The desire is what directs you alongside your compass, right? And your compass is you know, and you're in the center of your compass. I mean, these cards are just revealing themselves. Look at this. These symbols, whatever they mean. There's a snake. You know, all these symbols, just take a look at them. See if they mean anything to you. But just, this is about you centering and allowing life to move around you. Even if it feels like there's a storm, you're at the center of that storm. Okay? Next card. Okay, if they're all reversed, then I'm going to turn them all over. But remember that this is about you, everything being flipped on its head, right? And everything being, it doesn't matter which angle or direction you're looking at it. It's all the same, right? Just remembering, that's why. That's that reminder. Okay, so Page of Pentacles. This is the new earth. You're holding it in your hands. What do you want it to be? And it's manifested. Any fear that you have about anything, about the environment, at large, the earth, these are all unfounded. You can let all these worries go. Look at it's beautiful, it's untouched, it's abundant, it's perfect, and all you have to do is hold it lightly in your hands. Your vision for how you want things to be, whatever the perfect earth looks like to you, that is the earth that you're on. You might not be experiencing it yet, but this is your invitation to curate and create life as the earth as you see it. Look at these circles. Okay? Your destiny is in your hands. The whole earth is in your hands. You are the visionary. Okay, then the sun. So actually, they're not all reversed. So let's keep them. Let's keep them there. Well, maybe we will turn them. I don't read reversals, but they do. I am reading the meaning in. Today, the sun. Then there's your joy. You know, this is also going back to your childhood, and I need to give you this very important information. All ancestral lines of suffering are cleared, right? There's nothing, you don't have to work anymore. You don't have to work on your childhood. You don't have to work on anything around your childhood or any issues, or think about it, or clear anything, or heal anything, or any of that stuff, because this is a return to the perfect you that knows who they are and knows what they want. And this, you know, look at this red flag on the red. This is your red flag. This red that I've been recording on, this is this red flag of joy, of the sun, of the sunshine, the eclipse, right? The sun is all powerful, and it is a new sun. So when that moon moved over that eclipse, there's a new sun on the other side of it. And this is happening all the time, but the eclipse brings it to our consciousness, and that's why it's powerful. None of this is new, but the fact that it was brought into our consciousness at this time, and the more people that are aware of it, this is what makes the big shift in consciousness collectively, because people are seeing it and aware of it. I found out through researching some eclipses, this eclipse was a very powerful eclipse. I observed there was an eclipse in England in the late 90s that I was aware of. I've always been into eclipses, but never really kind of understood them fully. But then I also found out that there was a series of eclipses from basically my birth date, from when I was born. There was 2 every 6 months, basically, because of the way the sun and the earth were moving. And I had an intuition that it was relevant. It was relevant to my messaging around this one, basically. To go, oh, okay, here, just notice this thing. Yes, there's something about you in eclipses. Okay, yes, speak about this, right? This is how we find who we are destined to be, through noticing the signs, right? But we get there by following the flow, following our bliss, following the joy. It's so important with the sun, okay? This new sun is the new timeline. So I want you to just know that when that sun was covered and then uncovered, that, you know, brought a new timeline in. There are also a couple more coming in Europe in a couple of years, and then the year after that. So these are also going to be really powerful. So if you never hear from me again, because who knows what's going to happen, just remember that I said this about those eclipses as well, that there's relevance there. Who knows? But your childhood, you knew as a child, everything you knew. You didn't need to learn anything about who you are. It was all there. But this new timeline, there's no BS that's been laid upon your perfect nudity, basically. Perfect canvas, blank canvas, right? Nothing untoward has ever touched your pristine, perfect beingness, which is in perfection in its wholeness, in its full spectrum, you know, every single piece of you. Right, next one. Okay, so reversed again. It's up to you, you know. What's interesting about this in reversal, this Two of Swords, it speaks of indecision, right? But this, and also stuckness. Look at the moon there. Looks like the eclipsed sun, right? So there's this darkness that is kind of like falling away. Again, I'm drawn to the sphere. Look how the sphere is always upright. It doesn't matter, you know. A circle has no right way up. And there's something about these circles that are really important to understand. These spheres. So this indecision in your world is over, you know. It's an invitation to experience it, you know, really, really fully. Like, I don't have to, you know, it seems like it's this way or that way, or I'm stuck, or I'm not sure, or duality is kind of creating this stuckness, and it's like, no, there's no stuckness anymore. It's just falling away, right? And all that's left is flow. Then Temperance reverse. So this is interesting because these two feel like they come together, okay? Because there's similarities. Again, here's your angel wings. Just look how similar the water is, okay? So, and then you've got this little, this and this is also very similar, okay? And look at this amazing blazing mountain of profiting, profit speaking. So this is like this making room for this, you know. The fact is Temperance is reversed again, like kind of like it's on its head. It's tipping everything on its head. Everything you thought about spirituality, basically everything you've learned, because you've got to understand in this new timeline, everything you knew before, especially around this kind of like ancestral, you know, stuff, it's not true anymore. So it is relevant that it's still here. It's not like you're going to forget everything you've ever known, but it's also its equal and opposite. So if it's causing a problem, now it's a strength, right? Because so anything that seemed like it was kind of like in the way or causing a problem has now become a strength for you to understand that you were just here to get your wings and flow love. And look at those two cups. And, you know, it's a real invitation to embrace your angel beingness and your awakening to your service self, right? Because this is really what it's about in the personal work that I'm doing at the moment, which is honestly on fire. And it's frustrating for me. It's strange for me to notice that I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, I wish all this information was going out to everybody because it's really important collectively. But like I said, it's not happening in this collective space, right? So it's like, it's up to you to take the action to go and get it now. It's not going to be so easy because it's not just about us sitting, separating the spiritual, your service self, because it is about service. It is about service, but that service is just you being in the right place at the right time and allowing your full destiny to unfold, which is full of everything you want, honestly, and your desire. Everything you desire is what you get by being a service angel, and it's my job to support service angels, and that's been made clear to me through the annual work that I'm doing. To have me, on your WhatsApp, as a friend, but as well, it's not me, it's the messaging, right? The angel service angel, energy, right? This is what this is about. It's really about understanding that service is everything. And in your service, which is literally, this is how you serve. You just know where you're meant to be, when you're meant to be there. You really honestly just follow your feet. And sometimes it's really weird stuff. Sometimes I went into a store, I bought myself a birthday present as well. And I wasn't sure whether I should get it or not. So I walked out of the store and I started to walk home because I was like, oh, I'll think about it. And I couldn't move my feet away. I came to cross a road and I was waiting for in London, we have these green men light. Well, you have it in the States as well, I think. And most places. Waiting for the green man light to show. And whilst I was just sitting, waiting, I was like, I can't move my feet forward. I'm not supposed to be going in this direction. Sometimes it literally feels like, and it has been in this timeline, I've just got to go back there. And it was about the girl that was serving me. And it had to be with her. And so sometimes it's buying something for yourself, but in that awareness, I know that that's not really what's happening. I know that I'm supposed to purchase that. It was a little wallet. But I also know that it's just about that interaction with that person. There's so many more things happening. But you wouldn't think that going to a store and buying a wallet for yourself was your service, but it is, because of the way that it feels. It's not what is happening. It's how it feels. And this is truly the experience of non-judgment. It's not doing good things. It's not what you think is good, because your mind doesn't know anything about what is good. There's no such thing as good and bad. Your mind doesn't know anything of that. So your service is going for, I talk about coffee till the cows come home, but like going out for a coffee or making a phone call, or my services. What's actually been really interesting this week is because it has been my birthday, I've actually put myself first way more than I usually would, but I served so much better, and I can serve so much better this way. And I know this isn't like revelatory for anybody, but there's something about when it's your birthday, and I have 2 young daughters now, that gives you kind of permission. I gave myself permission to just really do whatever the F I wanted to do. And my service it was so obvious to me how it really works. And that it is all about energy. It is all about flow. It is all about the highest possible place for us to exist, right? It's all about vibration. It is not about the content of anything in your life. It's about how it feels. Forget everything that seemed like it was spiritual or whatever. And again, this isn't new, but it's really just the stories are separating you from. Find the stories that are separating you from your service, because there's no resistance anymore. And your service is just being. That is your ultimate service. And this is again, I do want to just bring it in. I feel like maybe I'm channeling some Dolores Cannon is working through me, honestly, because I'm mentioning her. I don't usually do that sort of thing. But there is a book called This New Earth book. And again, one of the covers, I don't think it's the most recent cover, has honestly like an eclipse on the front of it. And she does speak in there about similar things. Not quite the same as I channel it, so to speak, but it is about this kind of idea that there are certain, we all have a different kind of tone of our destiny. But essentially the all-encompassing part of this is that you just have to be, that's the word, be, and then at the right place at the right time. So you're just moving around, allowing your guidance, your compass to move you around. That's it. Nothing else. That's it. It all comes from you. Everything comes from you. Okay? Really important. Okay. Again, rest all of your ideas. Chill out all your thinking. And everything you've learned. And I don't just mean in the kind of quote unquote spiritual place. I mean psychology and the million self-help podcasts, or trying to get it right. You don't need to get it right. You can just chill out, enjoy yourself, just rest and float in your beingness. That's kind of like so important. And I'm drawn to this temperance where, it's like walking on water. We're walking on water because we're floating in our presence, in our own presence. You will float in awe at your own presence. You are the center. You are the 0 point. Okay? And there we go, strength. So this is speaking of this back and forth of energy around your passion. It might still feel like you're being held back slightly, like there's some tension from your desire, but that's what you have to hold powerfully. This can be the hardest thing to stay in, to be in. I know this thing is happening when we have prior awareness of our destiny. It can be really difficult to not just be like, I want it now. And it feels like, time, this infinite time, time is on your side. Look at this infinity symbol above her head. She's holding back these, it seems like life is holding back these desires. Strength, number 8, it is abundance, right? There is no lack of time, of anything that you require in order to experience your desires fully. You can't. It's already done. So rest, and then through this resting, you learn to be in this potentially quite challenging, if you think about it in this kind of like moment to moment, in this moment, this kind of representing, in this moment, I feel I want this thing so much. But notice how that lion is acquiescing to that goddess. And it's this process of, oh wow, there is no lack of time. I don't need to be impatient. This feels like patience, but it's not patience like, I'm waiting for something. It's molding yourself, melting into the moment in your intense desire, aware that time is always on your side. And this is the only, I could say, hard part of being like a service angel, is that you're working in service to all the time, including yourself. That means all the pieces of the jigsaw you're working in service to. That's why you can't really know anything about anything, right? Because it's too complicated. It's time. It's everything that's ever existed across all time, in every single dimension and timeline, right? So when you're feeling like, oh, why isn't this happening? I know this is supposed, or whatever, and some sort of impatience around your desire, that's this kind of like invitation to acquiesce to the moment. It's not an excuse or a reason to feel as though life is against you, because it really isn't. This is just speaking to the process of time and understanding this infinite abundance of time. And it's saying there is no rush, but allow that desire to exist without it being fulfilled immediately. Allow that desire to allow time to acquiesce your desire. But essentially, you are molding your desire with time. Because, this lion is ferocious. The desire is ferocious. It's speaking of ferocious desire. It's not speaking of, I have a little desire over here and it's not happening and it's fine. It's like, no, that I have an intense ferocity and ferocious desire for this, whatever. And it seems like time is slowing me down. But just notice how that lion is making friends, is looking up at that goddess, that gentle acquiescence with awe. Watch in awe as time unfolds your most ferocious desires. That's what that card has to say. Come on, let's get this focus back. All right, next one. Okay, yes, no more work. It may be difficult for you to stop doing, right? You don't need to do anything. It's not about trying to achieve something. Honestly, let it all go. Drop it all to the floor. Be hands-free. The only thing that should be in your hands is this, right? Opportunity, new things. This also kind of represents, it really is feeling like it, because one's a creation, the creative kind of firepower. It's everything you've ever wanted, like all of your kind of like desires, and it's saying they're done. You don't need to give them any more attention. Once you know who you are, what you want, you don't have to work to get it. You just have to know. That's it. You have to know and then allow life to guide you. And honestly, like literally sometimes it will feel like, and I know people have had this too, will feel like your feet are not in your control. And there's a surrender to being a service angel, but you get paid, so to speak. As I always say, you get like a paycheck, but you're going to miss it if you're not in the moment, right? It's bliss and awe and just like the best feeling of being alive. That's what you get paid with. It's not circumstances. It's how you feel. And if you're too busy, you are not going to notice, and you won't feel like you're getting paid for acquiescing to, for working in service to time, embodied as you are now in this realm. And here we go, Page of Wands, new energy, new creation. So you got to do it a stick at a time. Just focus a desire at a time, but enjoy it. Look at this look at his face. Oh, come on, what's going on with this focus? There we go. Just be excited and curious about what you can create. Be childlike, these 2 pages, new energy. What can you create? What do you want to create? That's more the experience. What I want to create now, or what I want to experience now, or what's here? What's here in this earth? What's here right in front of me? It's saying that it's all right in front of you. There's nowhere to go. You're missing the wood for the trees, so to speak, because when you've got your head buried in all these sticks, then you're like, oh, there it is. Oh, let's have a look at this. Oh, wow. There's so much detail and beauty in all of these things you're trying to get done that it is being missed by doing way, way, way too much. Like you are doing way too much. And what I will say from people that I'm working with and I've worked with over the last 10 years, that's the kind of biggest issue that everyone has. And honestly, me too. Working too hard. Less is more. Because when you look at these wands, these sticks, these branches, this one at a time, you can notice the beauty in the detail, and that there is nowhere to go. All of it is right now here in your hands, but it's just not being noticed. Okay, one more and then we're done. Ooh, look like that. There we go. Here it is. There we go. 2 of Pentacles. Juggling back and forth. Also travel, lots of travel for lots of people. You've got to be in the right place. You've got to find your land. I speak a lot about and work with people on, and I'm understanding and channeling through that we are really kind of guardians of lands and spaces, and you are going to do well and best, you know, in those spaces. So that's one message about that. Again, it's doubling down on this message of time with this infinity symbol, you know, and this is this timeline shift, so to speak. All the timelines exist simultaneously. They are connected infinitely. So this movement from one timeline to the next, you're holding both you're holding both in both hands. It just does depend on where you are looking and what you are looking at. So it's just about turning your head to reveal that it's all right in front of you. It's already here. This story really kind of tells it very acutely as well. This is less. This Page of Wands is less than, even though it's kind of the next one up. It's like 10, and then it's kind of moving into the next court card, right? So it is an evolution. The evolution of when you put your wands down, your 10 wands down, is to find one wand and find the beauty in that wand that's already been in your hand. You know these wands. You're carrying them. So it's this idea that it's already right here. It's already done. It's already here. And this is speaking of this too. Like, it's already here. It's never not been here. But now it is, let's say, manifested, because there is no distance or time now between the manifestation of your highest possible experience and timeline. But it does require that you let everything go, that you allow this, and you kind of have faith. You have to believe that the earth as you want it is here. And then find that detail, find what that detail is, what that desire is, with no fear. Understanding that desire and time work together, and that time is way more complex than our minds can work out. So you just have to find those desires. That's it. Find the desires, like a child, like a toddler finds their desires, right? Like my baby Artemis this morning, or toddler Artemis this morning, who found the chocolate that she wanted and then dribbled it all over my bed. That's what you need to do. Find the chocolate. Do you know? I know you not had the realization. This child knows. She lets the chocolate melt in her mouth. She doesn't chew it. She lets it melt in her mouth, right? That's what you want to do. You'll want to let that chocolate melt in your mouth over time and enjoy that process, right? And all you have to do is know what that desire is, and through this page too, and then understand that it exists simultaneously. It's always been here, but it is manifested now. The components in time are here for you to really, really manifest and understand, honestly, your highest possible self. Sometimes this can feel a little bit challenging. Honestly, I was honestly in bed, very unwell, from the 4th of January till mid-March. And after being, really sick for almost 3 years, right? The last 3 months of that, the worst, like in bed. And so it can be challenging. I mean, honestly, I knew intuitively that was me learning to be. And that's very difficult to do when there's lots to do. I'm not saying there isn't, I've got so much to do. Yes, don't worry, I have a lot to do. I've never had so much to do in my life right now, personally, right? Honestly. But that isn't, again, like, we can't use that as an excuse to not just be and surrender, right? Because really surrendering to our angel self, because that is where it's at. That's where the magic is. That's where the manifestation is. And honestly, this is what this is about. It's about manifestation. I'm absolutely working on it's pure manifestation now, and how you do it. Because honestly, you've got to be in the energy of somebody that knows. You've got to surround yourself with the people that are on your team, part of your destiny. And that's me, this space. not fighting, but like focusing on, it really is bringing forth, so to speak, manifesting your world, the world of your dreams. It's here. It's here. We did it. You did it. There's no more work to be done. Now it begins again, because that's how life is, and it's a spiral, right? How brilliant that the Wheel of Fortune was at the center of my spiral. A spiral in a rectangle, hey? Goes round and round. It goes round like this, and then it kind of all goes round here. Anyway, that's it. I miss you. I miss you. I really miss you. I just do what I'm told, and I'm moved as I am. And if you do want to work with me, if you want, I'm doing WhatsApp 24/7 for a year with readings. Like I said, I've got, in my understanding, in my, let's call it meditation, it was like 1.5. I was like, is there one or are there two? But there's definitely one person that's ready to go and knows. And if that's you, please email me. And there's another person that's like, let's say almost there, but could go. That's how I feel. So it's like 1.5. And I know you're watching this video. Now the drilling started, so I think it's time to go. The birds have tweeted, and it's time for me to go get dressed for my birthday. Thank you so much. I couldn't think of anything better to do on my birthday morning. I love you all and I miss you all.